The hot topic going around right now is that Russell Wilson and Ciara got married, and a lot of black men is pissed off about that. So I figured I'd throw on my lucky hoodie and make a video. The reason why a lot of men is mad is because it perpetuates the idea that when women are younger, they can just shit on a certain type of men and then go to a different type of man, let's call him the bad boy, and get ran through, have a bunch of different kids, and treat the good guys. I'm not gonna say good guys. Let's just say non-bad boys, and treat the non-bad boys like shit. And then when they get around 30, when their bodies all ran through, when they had 3, 4 kids, and the kids destroyed the bodies, don't let the Ciara situation fool you. Bodies don't snap back like that. In real life, they stay broke. And then when you hit around 30, now it's your turn to date them. And a lot of black men don't like seeing things like that. Now, when I say black men, I'm not generalizing this. I know all races of women do the bad boy thing when they're younger. It's just that it's worse for black women. And I'll explain that later. But right now, let's stick to this. I could use an example about this situation. Now, when I was younger, my homegirl, she was talking to me, and she was telling me, she was asking me how could she make the guy she's with fall in love with her. And I was asking, like, what happened to old boy? What happened to old boy you was with? And she told me he was too nice. He let her stay in his big mansion. I think he was a doctor or something. He bought her all kinds of things. He let her friends stay with whenever she wanted. He complimented her. He always called her pretty. And she just said, I can't take too much niceness. I had to leave him. And I said, word? So what's wrong with the guy you with? And she told me this is why they was in an argument. She said they was at Six Flags. She said something smart. So he picked her up, threw her against the car, picked her back up, threw her away from the car, called her all types of bitches, got in the car, went home. She had to find her own way back to her house. And then she looked at me and said, Jordan, what can I do to get him to forgive me? And this is a norm in this situation. Now, she only told me about when her boyfriend beat her. But when she said she dumped the guy because she was too nice, everybody heard her. And the difference in the reactions was amazing. Everybody was around 30 and above that had a bunch of kids was like, man, that's the type of man I'm looking for. But everybody that was like 25 and below was saying, yeah, you girl, he too nice. I need me a roughneck. And that's just how it works. Now I'm sitting there dumbfounded and I asked her, where'd you meet this guy? And she told me it was her friend's cellmate. So not only this guy beat her up, calls her all type of bitches, he's an ex-con, and she's sitting here asking me, how can she make him fall in love with her? And this is the norm. They try to change these people into people that they want to be with. And then she turned around and asked me, do you think if I get off the pill and get pregnant, this will make him turn around and stay with me forever and fix his act? Again, this is the norm. Women will get pregnant with these guys who has, let's say, 3 other baby mothers, thinking that will change them into loving him. If it didn't work the first 3 times, why do you think it'll work this time? That's another mistake black women use during this phase. And let me just say, that shit never works. And now, the guy that really likes her, that really will do anything for her, has to wait for her to get out of this phase. And when women are in this phase, most of the time, they don't come out 100%. Now, black men in that situation got 2 options. They can find the girl they want to date and wait for that 10 to turn into a 3 and then date her. Or you can just go date a white girl. Those are your 2 options. Russell Wilson did both of them. Now, you got to understand that uh, a geeky, nerdy, non-bad boy black guy probably can't get top of the line black women, but he can get top of the line white women. That's why you see all these famous people dating white. That's why you see people like Carlton. I don't know his real name. LaFonso. I don't know. I forgot his real name. Fonzo, Rivera, something like that. When he was 21, it ain't no way in hell he was getting some type of black woman. But he can bag all types of white women. That's why he does it. And now let's go back to when I said about the whole all races do it, but it's worse for black women. All races have bad boys. It's just that different races have bad boys on different levels. And this is not a definite thing. I'm not saying 100%. I know not all white people bad boys. I know white people go to jail and all that shit. But here's the statistics I'm gonna give you with. When you look at white bad boys, what do? Stay up past curfew, maybe skip a couple classes, talk back to their parents, drive fast cars, maybe smoke a cigarette. That will qualify you to being a bad boy to a white girl. Now, the black bad boy is different. You gotta be an ex-convict. You gotta sell drugs. You gotta have 3-4 kids. You gotta maybe kill 2 or 3 people. You gotta constantly be fighting. And fuck skipping classes. You gotta flat out not go to school whatsoever. That's a black bad boy. So that's why the black girl has more damage from going through the bad boy phase. The black bad boy will ruin your life. Now, I'm not saying all white bad boys go like this. I know some bad boys sell drugs, but for the most part, the black bad boy is something that if you get involved with, you most likely not coming back the same. And then when she's been through the system and it's your turn to date her, and you say you don't want to date a girl with kids, you get made of as the bad guy. I remember one girl told me that real men will date women with kids with no problem. Real men have no problem raising another man's kids. I said, nah, that's bullshit. Men who don't mind dating other women with kids date other women with kids. It ain't got shit to do with being a real man or not. Now, I never had this problem. I could get women when I was younger, but I've seen it happen. I witnessed it happen. So this is how I know about this stuff. Me personally, I don't care how many bad boys you dated. I don't care how many men you had sex with before you got together with me. Don't tell me. I just don't care. It don't matter to me. My only thing is, don't come at me with a bunch of kids, man. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I just can't. And it's not about the whole, I feel like a bitch because I'm taking care of another man's kids. I feel like you bitching me. It's because I don't like kids. Can't stand them shit-eating bastards. I don't like being around them. They're annoying as hell. Why would I marry somebody that brings that annoyingness in my life? I ain't got time for that. So to put a period on this situation, a lot of men are mad because it's a situation that they've been through. Or they're going through it right now. In their mind they're thinking, why do I have to wait before you settle for me? Why do I have to dig through the scraps? Why can't I get you first? And then looking at this Ciara situation just proves that at the end of the day, that's just the way life is.